What it is, Brad Lee back again with another episode of Dropping Bombs. Today in the studio, folks, I've got a couple of treats for you. Phoebe Dupre's in the house. What's up, Phoebe?
Hi, Brad.
If you guys don't remember Phoebe, she's been on before. She's my partner in Real Merchant Services. And by the way, we've also got one of our main dudes, Dan Abbott, in the house.
What's up?
Now, folks, you might be wondering, well, why is Dan Abbott in the house? Well, because I got a couple of questions for him, but the people listening, before we get started, this episode is sponsored by Real Merchant Services. What does that mean? Well, that means if you're a business and you're tired of paying processing fees, then we can get you out of them, literally. Mm-hmm. All you got to do is submit an app at realmerchantservices.com and literally upload, I think, a statement. Yep. It takes a minute. And then the team goes and spits you back exactly how much money we can start paying you in the form of savings. Like literally, if you guys want us to pay you $50, $60, $70, $80, $100,000 a year or a month, upload your statement and literally we could start paying you $20,000 to $50,000 a year in the form of savings. Mm-hmm. Why? Because everybody's overpaying. Anyway, and plus, Phoebe, last time you were here, you got everybody crying about your story.
Yep.
And whatnot.
Yeah.
Let's get into some of that too.
Wonderful.
So anyway, folks, if you guys want to follow Dan, where do they follow you?
Instagram at Larry D. Abbott.
At Larry D. Abbott.
Mine's Phoebe.Dupre.
At Phoebe.Dupre. There you guys can find them. And by the way, any business owner listening that loves the podcast and finds value, let these guys earn your merchant processing business. Who are we really looking for? Who are we looking for?
Anybody.
That's right. That's a good answer.
What do you say? Anybody.
Yeah. But you always say, car dealerships, restaurants, hair salons, anybody that's processing payments on a regular basis that wants the best, most advanced equipment and no processing fees.
Yes, and no processing
fees.
So
why not allow us? Because again, Phoebe and I started this company for one reason. Do you know why we started Real?
I do not.
I'll tell you. Do you want to tell him or do you want me to tell him?
You tell him.
Because I was getting ripped off on credit card processing fees. I didn't know it, but I realized it. And I said, dude, with this program that I stumbled across for my own companies, we could disrupt the merchant processing space pretty easily and show people how to make money doing it, mm-hmm. give jobs. Mm-hmm. But I recognize that. And then I'm like, dude, there needs to be a company out there that they go in and do it with no processing fees. How's it happen? That's what's revolutionary. It's actually a law that was changed, wasn't it?
So cash discount, I think came in the industry about 6 years ago. But in April 2023, they actually updated the laws. So it used to be called cash discount. Now it's called dual pricing. So previously, you used to just be able to add on a percentage at the end of the transaction. Now it's a little different. They want it.
Bottom line, though, is they allow it now.
They allow, yeah.
See, and most merchants don't know. So if you're driving around listening to this and you process payments and you want new badass state of the art equipment plus no fees, you know how much money you could save? Ridiculous amount. Go to realmerchantservices.com and freaking fill out the app, upload your statement, mm-hmm. and or reach out and DM Dan Abbott.
Yeah.
So anyway, welcome guys. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks, Brad.
Thanks for having us.
Now, folks, you may not know this, but Dan Abbott is from where? Jonesboro, Arkansas. Jonesboro, Arkansas. What do you do out there every day?
A whole lot of nothing. Not a lot to do in Jonesboro, Arkansas.
And you live there?
Yes.
Every day you're just in Jonesboro?
Every day.
You're not on flights moving around. You're just in Jonesboro.
Absolutely.
And how'd you hear about us?
Actually, you on Instagram. You were driving in your car one night, I'm assuming leaving the office, and you talked about having the two biggest industries you saw growth in or potential for salespeople, and you put the link to Real Merchant Services. I tapped it, went to the training, and then saw Phoebe's face and set to the training.
Literally.
Literally.
And that's it?
That was it.
You just went through the training. It was on-demand, interactive training.
At like 11:30 Central Time at night, sitting in bed.
sitting in bed. And then how'd you end up doing?
Pretty good. Just I'd built so many relationships throughout the last 10, 15 years, and I didn't like call in my chips, I guess you could say, on those relationships. But to me, in this, it's not calling in chips. It's talking about, hey, you have a problem. You may not even know it. You're overspending, and then just helping people by saving money, just saying, hey, I may be able to help you.
So you went through the training and you just started following the training.
Yeah, listening to Phoebe talking about going and just talking to people, have the relationships, and even you talking about on here and your podcast and stuff, talking about the relationships as part of it. And you go and just help people. That's exactly what we're doing.
And that's all you did.
Absolutely.
So you saw me talking about it. You actually took action, unlike a lot of people do. And now you're making how much a month?
5 figures.
Let's say, like what? You can tell them.
I think last month it was like 12.
12 G's, 144 a year, just getting started, barely doing anything. You're just getting started.
Absolutely.
And dude, you get 12 grand a month, but it's not just 12 grand a month. It's 12 grand a month and growing. Number one. Number two, what if you stopped right now and broke your foot and couldn't work for 3 months? How much would it be then?
The same, because it's residuals.
See, isn't that fucking crazy? It's 12 grand a month that you've built up. That's now a stream. It's a revenue stream. That's why there are all these people out there, you know, they don't know what's coming, dude. They better figure out how to get like a side job even. Do you think you could have done it part-time?
I did start part-time.
No way.
Absolutely.
See, people think I just teed that up. I didn't know that. I thought you did it full-time.
No.
So you're making 12 grand a month in recurring revenue and growing, because you already told me it's 14 so far this month. And that steadily increases, and that's recurring revenue. It means comes in every month for the work you did the previous months or years. So literally, if you stop, that money continues to come in. So you have like the equivalent. Do you know how much money you would have to have invested to get 12,000 a month coming in?
I don't, but it'd be a lot.
A couple $1 million bucks. Let's say you were getting 5% on 2 million. Well, 10% would be 200,000. So 5% is about 100,000. So you're getting more than 5% on $2 million invested wisely. So the equivalent of your recurring revenue is worth $2 million just for that reason. Because if you stop, you keep getting paid. Well, that's how investments work. Normally you spend your whole life making a couple $1 million bucks, and you invest it as you go. So you're not living high on the hog. You're just living an average life, and you're investing and you're saving and you're putting it away. And then when you're an old person, you hopefully have, 12 grand a month coming in automatically. So you don't have to work. That's when you retire, and then you go fucking enjoy life for your last 30, 40 years. You get old and die.
Wow. It's got depressing.
Well, I mean, we're all going to die though.
Yeah.
People don't understand that reality. That's why it blows my mind that people don't realize that we're all going to die. So there's people listening to this right now. I guarantee you, hardworking blue collar laborers working harder than you do. No offense, right?
Yes.
How hard do you work?
Not very hard.
Yeah. It's like, dude, they're working harder than you, and they're making a fraction of what you're making, and they're going to do it for the next 20 years rather than do what you did, which is take action. That's all you did, really. Well, I mean, it's not all you did. Obviously you had to go talk to people and train and put the time in. Do you think anyone could do this or no?
Absolutely. To me, it's not sales. You're helping people, right? You're helping business owners save money. They're spending money already. So I used to, in different sales positions I had, it was walking in, I was saying, hey, I can save you money, but you got to spend money today with me. So I need you to spend money today so you can save money tomorrow for future. But here, it's not you have to spend any money with me today. I'm literally going to save you money today. You're already spending this money.
How stupid is that? Why does it sound so like this can't be true? A lot of people think if it's too good to be true, it probably is. In this case, did you think for a minute, like, let's see if he's full of shit?
For sure. Cause when I was hearing Phoebe talk and then I started researching the industry and listening to, other people outside, I was like, there's no way this is like, number one, is it legal? That was my first question. And it, of course it is. And then is it really just having a conversation with a business owner and figuring out how you can help them versus, again, trying to sell them something. And I think so many people there were just, I was a salesman. So all I was doing is trying to sell something to make them feel better. But here I'm really not selling them anything. I'm saving them money, which is not sales.
It feels like a sell sometimes though, doesn't it? Do you know why? Because it sounds too good to be true to them too. They get hit up all the time. Hey, can I do this? Can I get your processing? And they're probably like hard to get through the door. Do you find gatekeepers stopping you a lot?
Not really, because most of my business has been built off relationships that I've had. So I've built relationships with either the owner or somebody that works there. And then now all I'm doing is really working through referrals, because you save a business owner, $10,000 a year or $10,000 a month. They're going to tell other business owners. So I get referrals every week of like, hey, this guy saved me money. And I'll get a phone call, an email where it's a referral from another business that I've helped.
So it doesn't make sense. How do we, I keep forgetting only because Phoebe's the one doing all the work, that this is me too, my company, but how is it that we are able to eliminate their fees and still make money?
Well, so business owners can offer their customer two different ways to pay. So cash or credit cards or ACH. And so the customers are then absorbing the credit card fees through their choice of payment.
I think most consumers just don't understand that when they go swipe their card, that the business owner is not getting that full amount. So like you go to the doctor, you go wherever and you swipe it for $100. I thought as a consumer, that business owner got the full $100.
I didn't. I
don't.
thought that consumer is going to get charged to be able to process credit cards. What does that mean?
Nope.
How much closer can he get it before he sticks it in his fucking mouth? I hope our fucking equipment works. Say something.
Test. Hello?
Yeah,
I'm right here.
Levels are good to me. People are like, dude, how come he didn't edit this out? Well, because I don't edit the show. And it's informal. So again, if you cough or you feel like freaking laughing out loud, feel free.
Thanks.
So again, to me, I'm like, so how do people go to work every day making their $20, $30 an hour, knowing that in 10 years they'll be at $33 an hour and nothing's going to change? Why wouldn't they say, hey, let me consider going to realmerchantservices.com, by the way, and applying to be a sales agent or even a referral agent, which, by the way, guys, we have a referral agent program where you don't have to jump in all the way and you don't have to do it. You can just like send us the business or send Dan the business. He'll close it and you'll get paid every month for just sending the referral. But anyway, go to the website to get more about those programs, because this is not an episode so we can, it's not a commercial, but it just happens to be, convincing enough for, I would bet, everybody listening to, number one, let us earn their business by eliminating their processing fees and putting state-of-the-art equipment in their hands. And then other people listening going, dude, if this dude in Jonesboro, Arkansas, like, dude, that's a population of 12 and 2 blue tick hounds, right?
A couple cows.
Yeah, a couple cows. And dude, what's everybody in town saying? Because I know they all must know. Like, damn. Oh, Dan Abbott struck it rich.
No.
But I mean, I was just joking. I don't think so. But I mean, so are you just knocking on doors in town, or are you just reaching out everywhere, all over?
I've not cold called anybody. It's all been really warm market, just having conversations.
Well, if someone doesn't have a warm market,
so they can join chambers, they can join social groups. And, a lot of my business was done via the golf course. I belong to our country club. So a lot of, people that I golf with and,
so you must already had a bunch of money.
No.
How do you belong to a country club?
This is Jonesboro, Arkansas, by the way. This is
now you joined the country club?
No, I've been a member for a while.
How'd you afford that?
Well, I mean, previously I did make decent money. Decent money in Jonesboro,
I just
Arkansas.
want to paint the picture like you were just sitting there making minimum wage, buying government cheese, and
I said with a piece of straw in his mouth.
Yeah. make it seem even easier. Because dude, there's people that are going to be like, oh, well, I can't do what he did because, but you were really from a town where there's nobody. So you don't need to be from a big town. You don't need any. What do you need if someone was listening? They're like, okay, dude, if Dan Abbott can do it, I want to do it. What would they need? Like, would they need a laptop? Would they need freaking money? What would they need?
I do everything now from my phone or iPad now. I didn't even know we had an app until, I don't know, a couple months ago. I was like, we have an app? And I was looking with the CRM app. Yeah, I didn't even know. So now, I do a lot of stuff, app, email, text.
And you're in business.
Absolutely.
What's crazy also is, you can sell that book of business.
Yes.
We'll buy it from you.
No.
So about 10 other people, or maybe 100. So what people don't realize is, number one, the recurring revenue is like investing $2 million. So basically we showed you how to get in, do the thing, and now all of a sudden it's as if you have $2 million invested. So if you think like that, dude, you made that $2 million. You ever think of it like that? See, some people think, well, he's making 12 grand a month, 14 grand a month. So what? That's not rich. No, but it's climbing, number one. And number two, it's not rich, but $2 million invested. So you get that the rest of your life. That's starting to be rich. Like, that's starting to be comfortable. Most people will never make and invest $1 million. You did it in freaking 9 months. It's crazy.
And not to mention, like, the accounts stay around for years. It's not like you have the accounts for like 1 or 2 years and then they drop off. I can count on, my 2 hands the number of people who have canceled with me over the past 8 years. Because as long as you keep in touch with your merchants, then they stay with you.
Or someone else goes in there and tries to get the business. But now, how are they going to get the business from no fees?
Well, that's very
I'm going to
difficult.
walk in and say, hey, can I lower your fees? I don't pay fees. Get out.
Yeah, but you have to couple that with really good support. So if you're paying no fees, but you have no support, someone will switch.
Or could.
Yeah, could switch. Yeah.
Which we have good support. And also as an agent, you got to be supportive as well. Be kind of
Do we have the best support you've ever seen?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
We do, in my opinion.
I always tell people, they say, well, why is your support so much better? And I say, try and call Stripe or try and call, Huntington or whatever their other places are called. Go call them. See if you can get them on the phone, because you're not talking to any human being. You barely get an email back when you call their support line. At the end of the day, we answer the phone.
Well, and the way those companies are structured is there's a lot of different levels of tech support. So it's like a level 1, level 2, and the level 1 of the companies that you actually do get in touch with, they're reading off scripts a lot of the time out of the country. And, they don't have, just the desire to be as helpful as how we've built our company, because our company are built out of real people that are really responsible for these accounts and have relationships. So then
real relationships.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. So if one of, Dan's clients needs help, they can just text him. I mean, they're likely not calling into our support, even though our support is there, but they're going to text him and then he can probably resolve it quickly or have someone from our support reach out. So it's just a different experience.
Much better handled.
Yeah.
So let's get past this now, because it totally feels like we just spent however many minutes on a commercial for Real Merchant Services, both using the services and working with us.
Yeah.
Because again, dude, I can't believe anyone listening to this that's not killing it. Mm-hmm. And when I say killing it, I always say, dude, if you're not making a couple $100,000 a year, you're not really living yet. You got to make a couple $100,000 a year so you can live pretty decently and save a little bit to make those investments.
But making a couple $100,000 a year and then making a couple $100,000 a year in residual income are two, working for someone else and then having residual income, especially in this industry, are two totally different lifestyles.
It's also two totally different things.
Yeah. And
because people don't factor in, to get that kind of recurring passive revenue, you have to have millions of dollars invested wisely. Okay. Wisely. So again, you can go invest millions of dollars and see a less return than that. Mm-hmm. But if you do it intelligently and conservatively, so it's pretty much guaranteed like this income is, well, then I would say you can get comfortably 5% return, 6% return. Yeah. So on $1 million, that's 50 grand a year.
Yeah.
So you're already almost, well, you're past double that. You're going on triple that, which means you'll have $3 million invested, which means you made $3 million and invested it. You like, why I didn't get it? Well, that's because it went all into the investment. But dude, right now you got $2 million investment, which makes your fucking ass a multimillionaire. Did you think you were a multimillionaire?
No.
Huh?
I do now.
You better fucking go tell the Jonesboro Press. You better tell the Jonesboro Register. What's the newspaper there called?
I don't even have one anymore, I don't think. Jonesboro
Really?
Sun, maybe?
Huh?
I think it went out of business.
Are newspapers still kicking?
They're all online now, right? Like Facebook groups?
We have a really great newspaper in our community called The Day, and they do a lot. With
The Day?
Yeah, it's called The Day. Yeah,
Do you advertise in The Day?
I don't know.
How come?
I don't know.
You
It's
don't
a
want
good
locals?
question.
Or do you want locals? You prefer locals?
Originally when I started, I didn't. But then years later, I did. Yeah.
All right. So let's get to the good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I want to ask about like your background. Did your psycho boyfriend ever return?
Oh, wow. Brad, the problem with this, like talking about this on the podcast, is like
You can say I ain't talking about it if you want.
I had a clip up on my Instagram, and then like my daughter's little friends started to find it, and then they're like, oh, what happened? Blah blah blah, and then like the trauma, and so it's like something that you want to talk about, but then it's also like a sensitive subject to keep bringing up because it's not even because of me, like I don't care, but like my kids, how social media is, and then they're
They'll
like,
see it.
and then like, oh, your dog died, like and they like
Someone killed your dog?
Yeah. Well, it's like, God, I don't even know if I want to talk about this because he's like dangerous. He got like.
Then let's not. Okay. We don't want any psychobabbles running around, but everything's going good in your life now was where I was hoping you'd go.
Yeah, no, everything's going great. I had a baby since the last time we were on here.
Had a baby. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
And everybody's happy.
We live a great life.
Yes. Now, folks, again, how'd I meet Phoebe? Relationship. It's all about relationships. Mm-hmm. So, dude, you made the best point out of this whole podcast. You said, dude, it's not even selling. Like, that's true. You're not asking these people for any money. How would you like to get a job helping people? You don't ask for any money. The product is free. And you're going to pay them money. Like, dude, how hard is that to sell? If you can't sell that, you're an idiot. I'm putting that in the training from now on.
Please.
Because again, dude, that's all that freaking people need to realize. Okay. If you can't sell money, okay, free money, then you're not probably cut out for sales.
Well, from how I started in the industry, so I was like very shy, not good at sales, had no idea anything about sales. I used to sit down in a meeting like this, and I might have hives on me right now, but I would be like sweating, I'd be like fidgeting, and I couldn't even sit in front of a business owner. I was so shy, right? I just couldn't get over it. And then what happens is, like, as soon as you start making a little bit of money, like all of a sudden your confidence just starts rising. And so it's not even like Dan said about, are you good at sales or not? It's like, can you just follow what we tell you to do, right? Can you go in and have conversations with business owners one-on-one? You're not trying to sell them anything. You're saying, here's a product that can help your business. Like, this is how it can help you. They give you
not even a product.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, in some cases we do have like point of sale systems and things like that.
Yeah, but that's all the ancillary bullshit.
Yeah.
If I walk into a store or a business owner or my friend who I know owns a business and I say, if I could show, do you want me to save you a shitload of money? Yeah. Give me your statement. Like, how hard is that? Because that's really all you have to say. Yeah. Now they might go, who are you? Well, dude, if you don't have a relationship, it's a different presentation. Yeah. But if I know you, that's all I'm going to say to you. Phoebe, you want me to save you a shit ton of money? Yes or no?
Yes.
Give me your statement, your merchant statement. Yep. How long does that take you to give me?
Not very long. You just go online and grab it.
Does it hurt you? Is there any private information on there? No. So again, they don't resist giving you a statement. There's nothing. It's not like there's naked pictures of them. So they give you, what just happened? They give you, my speaker turned off. They give you the statement. You run a little report and you say, we can get you X back a month.
It's just like
basically
your car insurance lowered. It's like
yeah,
everyone
yes,
should be checking
confirm
on
that.
those. Yes, 100%.
It's so easy to fucking do. I can't believe anyone that's listening to this that wants to make side money or real money. Because again, when I say side money, that's because some people might be like, I got a full-time gig, da-da-da-da-da. Is it residual? Is it residual? Because if it's not residual, I don't care if you're already in sales. Like, this would be something you should be thinking about real hard.
The only thing that I will say from the training aspect of it is if you want to come into the business as side money, you still have to have like a level of commitment, right? So it's not like, oh, I'm going to come in and I'm going to be wishy-washy and like try this some days and not some days. It's, I'm going to do this as a side gig. I have 2 hours per day or 6 hours per week, and I'm going to follow that schedule every week until I'm successful, until I meet, whatever your goal is. And then a lot of those times, like Dan, those agents turn into full-time agents and are able to quit their jobs.
You mean take it seriously and work intelligently?
Yeah. It's not, it's like if you just come on and post a couple of things on social media, you're likely not going to see success. But if you say, I have 4 hours a week and you join 4 different Chamber of Commerce meetings and you can go and meet 100 different business owners, four times out of the month or 4 times out of the week, whatever it is.
Which we show you exactly how to do, by the way.
Exactly. Yeah. That's when you're going to see results.
So the question is are you willing to?
Yes.
And it may not happen like the first meeting either, is what people have to realize. Like sometimes it may take 2 or 3 meetings before you build that relationship.
Well, sure.
To where you can get
But at the end of the day, dude, you're proof. Okay. You were in Jonesboro, Arkansas. You saw me flapping my gums. You followed the carrot. You bit, let's call it. You bought my snake oil, right? And now you're freaking making 14 grand a month shortly thereafter in recurring revenue and growing. It's awesome. See, yeah. That's why I said, you guys got to come on the show. Why? Dude, we got to demonstrate this. Not only that, there's a lot of people that are probably going to follow in your footsteps now, because a lot of people are like, in a situation where, dude, they're not killing the game. They don't really know how. They don't know the right vehicle. They don't have the right training. And they know my goal is to get people out of the rat race. That's why I've opened up. Ultimately, I opened up Real Merchant Services, which again, thanks to Phoebe, is good and strong. Because if it was just me, dude, I wouldn't be answering my phones. You probably wouldn't be here. I would have said, dude, go sell something. That would have been my training. But the reason I did it is because, dude, there's 29 million plus small businesses. Regular old Joe Blows, landscapers, doctors, dentists, lawyers. I'm not talking about these huge chains. You don't have to be a huge chain. You can be a freaking garage door opener company, or you can be a big one. And you're processing credit cards. And at the end of the month, let's say I can only save you $3,000 a month, only 30 grand a year. Well, dude, that 30 grand a year is another helper. That 30 grand a year is a freaking piece of technology. That 30 grand a year is more marketing. That 30 grand a year is more equipment.
An assistant.
Or that 30 grand a year is your vacation money. Like you're giving it to some processing company. How does it make any sense? It doesn't make any sense. And if it doesn't make sense, it doesn't make dollars. Huh? Yee. Hey, we're going to use this footage all over social media too. We're going to get a bunch of traffic off this one. So dude, where were you before Real Merchant Services?
I was in network marketing.
Ah, that's why. You were freaking thick-skinned already.
I was.
See, a lot of people, if you're in network marketing before, dude, then you already got beat up and doors slamming in your face and that shit don't bother you. Because I'd say if I were new and I was going to come do this job, the first thing that would intimidate me is the rejection. Oh my God, they're not buying. They didn't like me. They kicked me out. They were busy. It's my fault. Because people don't have confidence. You probably had confidence.
I did. And especially with this, because like going back to, I didn't feel like I was selling, because in network marketing, I feel like I was selling all the time, whether I was selling to recruit, selling the product. I was, doing that 24/7. So
you wanted money.
Right. And that was the only way I made money. And if I quit, like if I didn't do something 1 month, then the revenue stopped. So I actually saw this as like a retirement. Like, hey, if I can build up Real Merchant, that'll be my retirement down the road. So I really didn't see this as a full-time vehicle at first.
You got a wife?
I do.
Kids?
2 kids.
How old?
7 and 5.
See, look at that. In Jonesboro, Arkansas. That's probably a good place to raise kids, no?
It is.
You got them in public school?
We do.
Yeah.
I know. We're having discussions.
Yeah, dude. If I was you, I'd be allocating a couple of $1,000 a month to get them homeschooled.
Mm-hmm.
Public schools nowadays, guys, again, I don't mean to get political, but dude, I went into the schools just to double check the conspiracies and the shit that I heard. It is amazing what you'll see if you go into a public school. The rules, the things that they're promoting and pushing and mandating that these kids are exposed to it like 9 years old and under. It's like, when I was 9 years old, dude, I didn't hear about sex, and I could like gay sex and freaking, I can be a girl if I want to, or like none of that was in school. I didn't freaking even know anything about sex until we got into like upper grades. Mm-hmm. And then I got to saw a video where everybody laughed, and that was it. The video of, putting on a condom and shit. But it wasn't anything like, dude, there's books in these schools that I went into on the shelf of the books where in the book, they're explaining how to do, how two dudes would
do it,
handle business together. And I'm like, why is that there? Like, dude, I couldn't even fucking imagine. I don't even want to get into this. I don't want this thing to get suppressed. Hey, we're not talking about anything. So 2 kids. Okay, good. And then where are you going next? Like what now? What do you think? You going to grow it into like as much as you can? You're just going to keep plugging away?
Because to me, it's not work. This isn't working. This is fun. This is having fun.
Dude, let me ask you a question. Money. If a couple people listening reach out to realmerchantservices.com, click the sales agent page and come on board, they want to do it too. Would you show them how to do it?
Absolutely.
You would?
Absolutely.
Who showed you?
Phoebe through video and 12,000 phone calls that I would blow her up with.
Would she answer?
Absolutely.
Would she ever be grumpy?
No.
You said that kind of unsure.
No.
You said no.
I would always get a text back. The text wasn't grumpy because you couldn't tell.
Right.
Can't tell if a text is grumpy or not.
She will answer the phone when she's delivering a baby.
She always answers the phone, or is an immediate text back like, hey, I'll call you in 3 minutes.
It's almost like you're a workaholic, Phoebe.
Yeah, I am.
Why do you think that is?
Well, because I don't like being poor. I mean, that's a
good reason. That's a good reason.
Like, is there a worse feeling than like walking in somewhere and then you want something and you have to be like, oh no, I can't afford it, or like you have to like shut off your heat, or like. I
fortunately don't know what that feels like anymore. And I'll tell you something.
Yeah.
Just the other day, I was looking at some houses because I was learning this real estate technique, and so I was going through some of the exercises, and I'm looking at houses that are for sale for around $350, multi units for $350, which means
where's that?
Like a duplex or a fourplex that you can buy for $350
in Arkansas,
all over, anywhere. But multifamily. So I'm looking at these units because they have pictures online. They're trying to sell them, and I think to myself, dude, there are people living here. And they don't realize they could go to realmerchantservices.com and get out of there. It makes no sense to me. Like, why would anybody just settle for less when the alternative is you work a little bit? I always say a little bit because in my mind, sales isn't work, dude. You guys ain't fucking working. Yes, you're using your time to do things, but working to me is shovels and axes and freaking chainsaws and freaking gloves and boots and freaking asphalt and loud noises and tractors and shit like that. That to me is work. If it's, you're walking around talking to business owners, building relationships and leveraging resources, that's not really work, even though, yes, I know it is. I don't think it's work. So when I say it's not work, that's what I mean. It's not work. It's freaking easy. Mm-hmm. Mentally, maybe not so much. And that's most people's problem.
If you can make it to 2 years in this industry and do everything we tell you to do and treat your clients right, you shouldn't have to work after 2 years. Like, you're probably
and you're a
almost
multimillionaire.
there. where you feel it.
We can't make that claim, folks, but pay attention to what she just said. 2 years, put your nose down, do what we tell you to do.
Which that's like shorter than college. So everyone should be able to do that because like so many people make it through college.
Yeah. Dan, if someone's listening to this and they think, you know, oh man, this whole episode was pitching me, what would you tell them?
It's not. You don't have to do it. We're not making you do it. It's just a better way. It's not a pitch. It's just telling you there's better opportunities.
I know, but I'll get hate. Why? Because this whole thing sounded like a real merchant services commercial. Yeah. And I guess technically it is, but hey.
And still people will scroll by.
Well, what's the podcast for? The podcast is to fucking help people avoid problems and situations from guests and stories that I put on here. So like, this is going to help thousands of businesses. Thousands of businesses should be submitting an app the second this thing drops. If they don't, it's like, I don't understand. Thousands of people should be hitting that application to work with us and get trained. It's unbelievable. They should be thousands of them hitting it.
Yeah.
So folks, again, this wasn't a commercial, but I'm glad we thought of this. You actually thought of this.
I'll give the credit to Brian.
Somebody thought of this.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, let's come on the podcast. Because dude, this podcast was started to help people, you know. A lot of people think, oh, come on, Brian, that's cheesy. No, I mean, again, my goal is to get people knowledge. Why? Because with the knowledge, dude, you can get out of any situation. You can get rich. You can get in shape. You can have a better relationship. You can, you know, raise your kids better. Knowledge is it. Then people say, well, applied knowledge is really it. Well, of course. But to me, if you have the right information, part of that is knowing to execute. So I just assume people are going to execute. Mm-hmm. It's amazing the ones that don't. Because there's people that are going to be listening to this on their way to fucking Burger King. Mm-hmm. And they'll get, you know, I got to clock in. I had to go. I was listening, but I had to go. I had to clock in. And then I forgot. Stupid.
Do you ever hear people when they're on a salary job and they're like, oh, I got a raise and it's like a 2% raise and it comes out to something like $2 an hour?
Yeah, and I have them here.
And so, and then you look at that. And then I remember when I started selling merchant accounts, and not, like you said, not to make this whole thing about merchant accounts, but just people's like mentality in general, they'll stay in that and be like, oh, I just got a 2% raise or a $2 raise or whatever. And then you could go out and sell one account that will pay you $300 a month. And that's more than that raise.
So, well, if you're working 40 hours a week, that's $2 an hour. What'd you say? $2 an hour raise?
160 and 160, 320. Okay, so same thing, almost the same, right? So what, like,
it's like
one
a $2 an hour raise every month, though.
Yeah, I mean, but
nobody gives $2 raises a month.
You could sell like 10 of those a month.
Yeah.
So.
Well, yeah, I was just messing with you. Where was I going? Damn it! See, this is why I interrupt, because I'll forget otherwise. What was I thinking about?
I was thinking
you guys are supposed to help me remember.
I was just thinking about, like, even not minimum wage, people like me who were making decent money. I was making six figures, but if I quit, that six figures stopped. So there's a bunch of people on like advanced commission sales gigs out there making really good money, but you have to think, what happens if you get sick? What happens if something happens and you lose your job, or you lose an account, or you just, hey, I don't want to go to work this month, or I want to go to a family vacation. What happens to your income?
Yeah.
Your income goes down.
He goes to Disney World like 6 times a year.
Are you a Disney freak?
We are. Whole family.
You say we.
Whole family.
See, my wife is, my kids are. I am not. This is the dumbest shit I've ever seen, bro.
What, the rides? Like what? What do you not like?
Well, you go to Disney World.
Yes.
The best ride there is the new one called
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yes.
That was a badass ride. And the year before, maybe 2 years before I was at Disney World, the dragon that you rode, the Avatar.
Oh, yeah, the Pandora Flight of Passage.
That thing was the best ride ever.
In the screen.
You know, but I went back and rode that, and it was like not as cool as the first time. And then I went on Guardians of the Galaxy, and like, dude, that's a roller coaster that like spins. So it's like there's no herky jerky, and it looks like you're, you know, flying through the universe. And there's loud music. It's badass, dude. But other than that, no, not the rides. It's the lines to get on the rides. You're basically paying a lot of money to stand in a lot of lines and I can't figure it out. Like, we'll get there. And by the way, I pay for a host. You ever get a host?
A VIP tour guide. Yep.
They're about, I think, $500 an hour or $700 an hour, and they're
Depends on when you go. Yep.
minimum 7 hours. So basically it's 5 G's. You give them 5 G's, some host will walk you around. It used to be VIP where you're going right in the exit. Like, you are getting on those rides first and you ride all day long. That's when it was worth it. That's when I'm like, okay, I can tolerate Disneyland or Disney World. But then they changed it. Now it's just like having an unlimited fast pass. The host just stands in line with you now. What?
There are like 2 lines.
Yeah, there's a fast pass line, yeah. and then there's the regular line. The regular line, forget it. If I don't have a host or I don't have fucking unlimited fast pass, you ain't catching me at Disneyland. Are you out of your damn mind? People that go to Disneyland regularly, they're in a line for an hour and a half to get on a fucking 30-second ride. That's stupid. It's not that fucking fun. I mean, then you got overpriced food and it's all shitty. You been there?
Not Disneyland. But
Name one good restaurant at Disney World.
Via Napoli.
Bullshit, dude. Great pizza. Oh my God. By the way, I just did Club 33. You ever heard of that?
Yes.
That had some good food in there.
At Disneyland?
Yeah. But anyway, so you're a Disney freak.
Yes.
Okay. Where were you going with that?
You said you can take vacations multiple times a year.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this, Phoebe.
Mm-hmm.
If there's business owners out there that constantly get bombarded with people like Dan saying, hey, I'm going to save you some money and save you some money and save you some money, and they're in business and they're trying to grow and scale their business, what would your advice be to them? Like, in other words, is it worth their time just to not answer one of the goofballs walking in your door or calling you, but to reach out to us? Because again, dude, if you're listening to Drop Bombs, why wouldn't you let me earn your business? Why wouldn't you let the best in the business, that's the disruptor of the business, be the one you go with? Like real merchant services with real people and the real Brad Lee and freaking, come on, man, you're in the bomb squad. Let us earn your business. But what would you tell them in general? Like, a lot of people like don't realize that it's a considerable chunk of change in some cases.
It is. And I think people have reservations when a stranger, like you said, is walking through the door and maybe you see them once and never see them again. So I would think, as a business owner, I would want to see someone a couple times and be able to trust them and know that they're going to stay into the industry, because when something that happens is a lot of agents come in, they try really quick and then they leave.
Yeah.
So you have to work with like a reputable company who has really great support and who actually care about their clients, which is what we do. And we service every kind of business. So whether you're online, in person, mobile business, e-commerce, everything that we do really well. And we cover every business type. So you're in good hands. Like when you submit your statement,
even if you're cannabis, guns and ammo, shit that most people won't touch, we have several ways to go with people, and we've gotten people approved with partners and certain, options that couldn't get approved anywhere because of the business that they were in. So again, it's not like we, want 1 million people that can't get approved to call us. I want regular businesses to call us. Yeah. We can save you money immediately and freaking, blow your mind on that. But I also want to tell the people that maybe you're high risk, or what do they call it? High risk.
High risk. Yeah.
Maybe you're high risk. You got turned down. You just got your account frozen. Again, shoot us an email, or shoot us an option and watch us get you approved.
Yeah, or I was going to say, maybe you're a business who's had the same merchant account for the same provider for 10 years. Rates haven't gone up. You've had a good experience, but a lot of companies don't do the cash discount program. And so I invite people to call in, submit their statement, see how much they can save, see what that looks like, because they might be stuck in a rut where they think, well, I can only get my fees down to this much. I can only get it down to, 2.7%. And we can even go further and eliminate all of that.
Zero. If you want to cut your fees. See, again, you're like the disclaimer at the bottom of the page, right?
A little bit.
Yeah. Like Phoebe's all professional and organized. She's like, but at the end of the day, folks, you want to cut your fees? You want to take all that money and go on vacations? You want to take that money and hire somebody? You want to take that money and boost up your marketing? Then put in a damn application. Worst thing that happens, we call you and you say, we can't save you any money. We can't do anything for you. That's the worst that can happen. In which case, if that happens, DM me and I'll frickin', send you a donut or something. I'll make it worth your while. But anyway, Dan, it's freaking awesome, dude, that you're like a living testimony. And we've got others, but I don't know how did Dan get chose to come out here and party with Brad Lee and steak and dinner and Phoebe.
I mean, Dan does a really good job.
He's your favorite.
Yeah. Yeah.
Probably less maintenance.
Well,
see, because Phoebe's the one that has to, help everybody. So sometimes, she seems a little bit stressed. But that's just because you're worried that everybody wins, right?
Well, yeah, I want to answer everyone's phone calls and everyone's questions, but some people, take the answers that I give them and they run with it and apply it like Dan does. And then there's some people who ask a ton of questions and then they actually don't take any action. So then I have to, I have to put you in priority of like who's going to actually do what we say
some
to
people
do.
just need confidence and it takes a while to build that up sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah.
We'll find more Dan Abbotts too. If you're in multi-level marketing, you want to do a side thing, this doesn't violate multi-level marketing rules either. Like if you're in an MLM gig and like you legitimately have real money coming from that and you can't do any other programs, well, this isn't MLM at all. You don't get paid off, getting paid off. The residual revenue is because that business is going to run credit cards forever. And obviously they go out of business. Guess what? You lose an account, but that's why you don't have one. You go get them all. And there's also people listening that people with businesses. You have good friends with businesses. Why wouldn't you want to save them money? So you sign up as either a referral agent or an agent, and then you just go help your friends. They love you because you just saved them. And if they're big companies, dude, you can save them a ton of money. Because a lot of those people you think, well, dude, I'm sure they get discount rates already. There are major companies out there that literally could upload their statement and we'll save $1 million a month or a year. It depends on the volume, but if you're big, that doesn't mean that you got the best deal ever. And just because you think you do, a lot of people think they do, but they don't. They're just not unaware. So why not upload a statement? It's easy. How can the Bomb Squad help Dan Abbott?
I don't know. Follow me on social media.
All right. Follow Dan on social media, folks.
Like send me all your business.
Yeah.
At Dan Abbott, right?
Yes, at Larry D. Abbott.
Oh yeah, at Larry D. So your
Larry's
real
my
name's
first name.
Larry?
My first name's Larry. I go by my middle name.
Larry Daniel?
Yes.
And so at some point in time you said, I think I'll go with Dan.
Yes.
Why not Larry?
I don't know. Just never.
Because it rhymes with Harry?
Maybe that was it.
Is it Lawrence?
No, it's Larry. Named after my grandfather and my dad. So I don't have.
Well, I bet you they're Lawrence.
No, Larry.
Dude, I thought Larry was short for Lawrence.
No, or at least not my grandfather.
Not in Arkansas.
No.
Nobody told him in Arkansas that Larry's just a shortened Lawrence. That's funny. How do you like living in Arkansas?
I love it. I mean, other than
you've been there your whole life?
I have.
Dude,
up 30 minutes away from where
why is it that like people assume Arkansas is like backwards?
Probably because they've never been. I mean, you go to Northwest Arkansas, which is the opposite side of the state. You have Walmart, JB Hunt, Tyson. Like you got all kinds of stuff there. So it's definitely not.
That's funny. It's funny that you just said that, dude. That's hilarious. You just reminded me of a time. I think it was Alabama. I don't know where we were, but we were down south somewhere, and I was with somebody who had a cousin he hadn't seen in a while, and so we go out, and they live on a trailer somewhere up on a mountain, and I walked in, and the girl came out, and she looked at me, and her mouth dropped, and she goes, "Is that one of them suits?" Because I was wearing a suit, and I said, "Yeah." And at first I said, "What?" She goes, "Is that one of them suits?" And I said, "What do you mean?" She goes, and then her boyfriend come out of the back, which was this dude's cousin. And she goes, "Honey, look, he's got a jacket that matches his pants." And I thought to myself, God damn, they'd never been out of this fucking area, bro. I'm talking about like, I don't know what town, Appalachian, hillbilly, like true, Huh?
That's Alabama.
Yeah, like true Alabama, like the
Louisiana,
kind you
yeah.
see in Deliverance, you know, and they're out there, aren't they?
Absolutely. Arkansas has some.
I know, but like, dude, there's people that they don't know jack shit because they've never left their freaking holler or whatever area that is. It's crazy. And it's like, dude, are you really, you've never seen a suit before? And this girl was amazed that I had a jacket and pants that matched. It was fucking hilarious. Anyway, so follow you. That's it.
Yeah.
There's thousands of business owners.
Yeah.
Listen.
Send me a statement. We'll save you some money.
How do they get a hold of you?
And I think I want to say something too about cash discount. I think a lot of people like confuse it with like that means I'm just charging my customers. But a lot of businesses they get talked into just raising like every year because stuff goes up in price, so they raise their rates and they think that's absorbing the fees of their credit card processing or just the cost of doing business. But it's not just raising your rates. You're giving your customers an opportunity to not pay it by paying cash. So you're not just raising your rates across the board, which is where a lot of businesses think they're doing, like, because they've heard of surcharging.
Okay, well,
That's
if you're a
not what this
business,
is.
if you're a business and that's your worry, because that wouldn't be my worry. If you're a business, I mean, they're charging their customers already. You're telling me they don't want to charge their customers? Like, dude, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to charge my customers the fees. I'll just keep eating them. I won't. I'll pass it on. I see signs all the time like that. But what he's saying is we got multiple programs, dude. So any reason you're not thinking, hey, let me give these guys a shot. Let me upload a statement. Let me have my secretary upload a statement. Whatever you got to do to support Bradley and dropping bombs, right? If you're in the bomb squad, let me earn your business. Let my man Dan be your agent. Let Phoebe take care of you. Because again, dude, taking care of people is important. I've called a few times and I get frustrated because you're on hold forever. And then I say, Maria, tell me when they're off hold. And sometimes, dude, it's like, I forgot we were on hold, but she was just sitting there. And if you didn't want to wait like 40 minutes, you weren't talking to them at all.
And imagine if you get disconnected.
And not only that, like, dude, my credit card machine ain't working. Like, dude, that's affecting my business. I need someone to talk to. Like, dude, we're the only company, I think, that you pick up the phone and we're on the phone with you, helping you, giving you options. Anyway, what do you want the bomb squad to do for Phoebe?
I would like the bomb squad, if I could put in one request for business. Is that what you're talking about?
Anything.
Yeah, anything. No, I mean, you know what? Last time I was on here, I had a lot of good feedback on my Instagram. I got a lot of new followers and I had a lot of people reach out to me. I know like this time we didn't really talk about too much personal stuff and we said we weren't going to talk about Real Merchant, but we did.
You shut it down or I would have.
God, I know. Does everyone want to hear it? I got roasted so bad last time. I got a lot of good feedback and then a lot of like terrible feedback. And I didn't know if I wanted to do it to myself again. It's a little embarrassing.
Anyway, don't do it then. Go where you were headed. How can they help you?
I would just like anyone who is willing to put in hard work and wants to get out of their situation to reach out to me. I started out in this industry as a single mom with 2 kids. I was working 2 jobs and I was taking one college class at a time. Luckily, and I'm very thankful that I got into this industry. I quit going to my one class in college and then I ended up quitting one of my jobs, quit both of my jobs. Brian and I, this is all we do now. And I'm able to give opportunities to people like Dan. Like, Dan was working a job before. And now he can stay home with his wife and kids and do whatever the hell they want and go to Disney. And he's going to keep building. You're going to see him year 2, 3, and 4 at like $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 a month. And that's life changing. So anyone who thinks that they would want to do that, which I hope is everyone, right, wants that for themselves. But I want them to reach out to me because I know we can help them.
And by the way, realmerchantservices.com or email Phoebe at realmerchantservices.com.
Yeah.
Phoebe at realmerchantservices.com. All right, cool. Appreciate you guys coming in. And as always, till next time, keep it real.